Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we have the third sneak peek for the April update. We know it's going to be Black Widow themed for the movie, even though the movie has been postponed until November. The update is not being postponed, and we also know there are going to be, hopefully, big time, major, juicy bongo drum changes, content improvements to Shadowland Dimension missions and the inventory system. So let's take a look at what this third sneak peek is all about. I'm back with more information about the site from the last report where they saw Black Widow, I believe. Delving deeper into the site, Black Widow discovered a red area. So now Black Widow is, finding stuff. Webs were all over the place. It must be a very old place that hadn't been used in a long time. So that's probably a reference to the Red Room and how in the movie it seems as though Black Widow is going back to her roots, back to sort of abandoned locations, sort of in the same way that, Winter Soldier, Cap, and Falcon sort of retrace his steps through his life with his memories to sort of uncover his past. So it's sort of typical of a spy movie. We know there's probably going to be some form of that in Black Widow, but I have to say, the webs all over the place, although they obviously are a reference to Black Widow, which is a type of spider, man, if that's Spider-Woman, if we just got like a cheeky Spider-Woman Black Widow update, that would be so sick, just out of nowhere. But there's like a 0% chance because Spider-Woman has nothing to do with the Black Widow MCU movie, and Marvel would not want to confuse fans by putting a character in there who has nothing to do with the movie, right? So, yeah. Black Widow also spotted someone running away and is currently in pursuit of the figure to gather more information. We completed the investigation of the site and we'll head back to HQ to prepare for the next report. So, let's go look over now. Let's go over now to YouTube to take a look at the video. This is the sneak peek video. One more time. So we get the red vibes. Again, the sneak peek team doing a really good job. This looks, very movie-esque. This looks very Red Room and very, long corridors. Very spy, very Black Widow-esque. And of course we see, it's blurry and then it comes into focus. We see a figure here that looks sort of like Black Widow, but isn't Black Widow. So this could be Yelena, who's also another Black Widow, or this could be the older woman. I don't know what her name is, but the woman played by Rachel Weisz in the movie. And then, of course, Hopper pops up because he wants to protect 11. Obviously, this is Red Guardian being played by David Harbour. And he's not Captain America. Everyone's gonna be making this joke. It's not the 11th Captain America uniform. If it is, I will honestly uninstall Marvel Future Fight and delete my game. Okay, I'll delete my YouTube channel if this is a uniform for Captain America. And then he throws his shield very much like Captain America. And if you're wondering why that is, I don't think he's copying Captain America. I think that, well, not I think that. Red Guardian was basically Russia's answer to Captain America in Marvel Comics. So, you have different countries. There's Captain Canada, for crying out loud. There's a guy with maple syrup in his blood, and he's got a Canadian shield. So there's multiple iterations of this. So this is a really cool sneak peek. Usually when people scroll down, they can find out some more hints or clues from the hashtags, but we don't have any there, unfortunately. So what does this mean? Well, if you were paying attention to Twitter, you also saw this, or Facebook. Boom. So we get a much more high-res, non-red filtered look at Red Guardian right there over on Twitter. You can find this on Twitter. And then we get someone here. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is not Yelena, that this is actually Black Widow. I think it could really go either way. I think we are getting Yelena as a character, and I think, well, we obviously are getting Red Guardian as a character. So some people are projecting or suspecting or predicting, speculating, so many different words for the same thing. 2 new uniforms, 2 new characters. So, the uniform for Black Widow, or 2 uniforms, Synergy uniforms, whatever, and a new uniform for Taskmaster. That pretty much goes without saying. And then Red Guardian as a new character, and Yelena as a new character. That would make sense. It would be a little bit lighter on the sort of character content, the Barbie content than we are used to. We're usually, we're used to 3 characters and 3 or 4 uniforms, but that's fine. I'm okay with fewer characters. I'm okay with fewer uniforms. I will still spend tons of money in Marvel Future Fight if the rest of the update is up to par. If they change game modes, if they give us more challenge, if they give us better rewards for our efforts, I will be happy to throw money down and push in things like Squad Battle and things like Shadowland, at ABX, etc. Now, one thing I really want to note here, because there's a lot of information, and this is not technically a sneak peek, although it does show you what you saw in the sneak peek, essentially. Someone on Reddit, I believe it was RJ, the mod, pointed out that it says stream. Now, if you go back and you look at the past ones, it doesn't say stream. It says live stream. So there's heavy speculation in the community that it's not going to be a live stream event. It may be sort of, you know, it may be they may not try to make it obvious to us that it's not a live stream. They may just say that, hey, we're on the stream. They might just avoid addressing that issue. They might still give out rewards. But given, you know, working from home or working remotely because of coronavirus, and given the fact that, the staff of Netmarble Monster in Korea and in LA are no different from any other jobs that can work from home and can work remotely, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a pre-recorded stream with Cage and Kim on like some sort of Zoom thing. I think that would be hilarious. I think that would be fun. Who knows? I know that the streams for the updates are usually not like they're never recorded, but they're never even practiced too much until very close to the event. They're not done like months in advance the way that the updates themselves are. But maybe, who knows? Maybe on the last day before they had to start working from home, they recorded this pre-quarantine. But yeah, I expect there to be I expect that this stream to definitely be a lot different than what we've come to expect. So it'll be interesting to see how they tackle this new challenge and whether they're using like Discord chat or Skype or Zoom or whatever. Probably a lot of you at home who are going to school and stuff are familiar with Zoom. So this is scheduled for Friday, April 17th. 6 p.m. PDT, which is 9 p.m. Eastern time. We will obviously be on Twitch watching it at the same time, so head on over to twitch.tv/Cynicalex and watch it with us and enjoy, both the commentary of mine, the commentary of the chat, and then the actual stream itself. It'll be interesting to see what we get. I have no idea what to expect other than what we've seen from the sneak peeks, and I don't know exactly when I'm going to get the APK. I already sent out the NDA to the star manager for Marvel Future Fight, but I don't know. We don't really have a date yet for when we should be getting the APK. Hopefully, I'll get it a couple of hours after the stream is over. Worst case scenario, it's going to be about 24 hours after the stream. So you should expect other Star Agents, if you watch them, or expect me to start putting out content on the new update via the APK on the 17th very late, or more than likely on the 18th in the afternoon, or maybe possibly in the 18th on the evening. So we're actually really, really close. If you're thinking that the sneak peeks and the sort of general pacing of this update and the announcements has been wonky, it definitely has. I think we are experiencing a lot of the, working from home, remote work from the quarantine. We only really had 2 sneak peeks. The first sneak peek, well, 3. We had 3 sneak peeks, to be fair. But and no knock on the sneak peeks themselves. The sneak peeks are great, but just the pacing of the sneak peeks and the fact that the stream notification was posted at the same time. The stream notification was posted before this sneak peek was posted. So they sort of spoiled it themselves. It's definitely, there's probably some miscommunication going on. There's probably some missed timing, missed connections here. It's probably very hard to organize these things and have them go off without a hitch when you have people all working in different parts of the world, on different time zones, etc. So, yeah, don't blame them, but it's shaping up to be a pretty interesting update. We don't get the fat version of Red Guardian, sadly. I know some of you are looking forward to that, but we will be seeing what is to come very, very soon. So, let me know what you guys think of the sneak peeks. As far as Red Guardian is concerned, I'm guessing that he's going to play a lot like Captain America. That's sort of, a given, because he is Russia's version of Captain America, so we don't expect him to reinvent the wheel here. And then for Yelena, if we are getting Yelena as a character, she's probably going to play a lot like Black Widow. So I think, actually, if you put it that way, and if you phrase it that way, aside from Taskmaster getting a uniform that really transforms his abilities, of course, we're hoping for a major upgrade for Black Widow. I mean, Taskmaster needs an upgrade, but more than Taskmaster, the star of the show, Black Widow needs a Captain Marvel-esque upgrade here. She has never been meta. She really deserves a gigantic upgrade, but, if she doesn't get a gigantic upgrade, or, even if she does get a gigantic upgrade, I feel like a lot of the rest of the characters in this next installment are going to feel like rehashes, and that's kind of how Taskmaster felt, because his skills were literally copied from Captain America, Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Deadpool. So he sort of, when you're playing as Taskmaster, you sort of feel like I'm familiar enough with this character, it doesn't feel new. So I'm worried that if Red Guardian doesn't feel new and Yelena doesn't feel new, then we're really going to be banking on not only a huge bump to Black Widow's power level and possibly Taskmaster, but then also the content changes. I'm still hoping that the content changes are the biggest news of the update. Of course, I don't want to be spending 10 minutes talking about Red Guardian's new skill effects. I don't think he's the character to usher in brand new skill effects and brand new sort of interactions. I'm really hoping that we have a ton to talk about and a ton to dissect and discuss and sort of theory craft and test out and experiment with in the new changes to Shadowland Dimension missions and, well, maybe not all that stuff, but, you know, whatever, to inventory. There's not much to experiment for on the inventory. Either we have more inventory space or we don't. We don't know. So, yeah. But, you know, thinking about that, it'll be interesting to see how the update is handled, because I'm sure the devs ran into that situation and ran into that question themselves. We're basically introducing a bunch of characters that are sort of copies of each other, right? Yelena is another Black Widow, so there's not going to be a huge departure in their animations and their skill effects and their techniques. And Red Guardian is like Captain America, and Taskmaster's, well, Taskmaster's kind of like Captain America too. So, yeah. Maybe we'll be getting 3 Captain Americas in one, or 2 Captain Americas in one update, and 2 Black Widows. Should be interesting. So, let me know what you guys think of that. Am I, you know, do you think I'm right in my assessment, or do you think that they can find a way to make Red Guardian and Yelena unique enough that they're going to feel different? I mean, a lot of people compared, for example, Mystique and her abilities to Black Widow in terms of their spies and they use guns, but they play completely differently. Of course, Yelena doesn't morph into other characters like Mystique can. But, you know, who knows? Maybe one of them will play more like Winter Soldier, and that will be a departure that's, you know, clean and unique enough to make them exist separately. So, yeah. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this 3rd sneak peek. Are you more hype for Black Widow Yelena, or are you more hype for Red Guardian? What are your expectations for the stream, and what are your expectations for the content improvements? Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.